ultimate candidate for the ultimate job. We want to come partner with you to help equip you through your professional ceiling. Some of you are trying to get mid level. Some of you are trying to get to executive level. Some of you are trying to get to the C-suite. We have an intensive and intentional process called the promotion process to equip you. Join us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. as we walk through each individual component of this process to equip you. We also have designed a comprehensive and extensive workbook that you can purchase and work through on your own individually to make sure that you are the ultimate candidate. I know you all think, well, I'm already well prepared. I already know how to interview. Do you have the ultimate interview? Do you have the ultimate interview skills? Do you have an ultimate resume? Do you have an ultimate offer negotiation process? Do you have an ultimate networking process? Do you really understand who you are, what your strengths are, what's needed at every level? We want to come alongside and partner with you. Statistics say those who have a career coach find a job 65% faster than those who don't have a coach. It also says, watch this now, that you are more likely to get hired quicker than those who do not have a coach. Give us the privilege. Coach James Womack, Coach Liz, give us the opportunity to partner with you to take you to the next level. Hey, Tiger Woods had a coach. LeBron James has a coach. Serena Williams has a coach. Anybody who does extremely well has a coach. Great executives have coaches. Do you have a coach? Are you ready to go to that next level? Are you willing to invest in your greatest asset, and that's yourself? We want to invite you to join us on Tuesdays for our Ultimate Job Search Company webinars to help you go to the next level. We're going to do it for free. We're going to share with you some incredible insights. We've got over 50 years of combined experience at helping people go to another level. We also want to offer you an opportunity for a free consultation to see if we can partner with you to have the privilege to be your coach. We also want to give you an opportunity to purchase our workbook and work through the workbook on your own. It's going to be over 200 pages of insightful and helpful and practical information that's going to distinguish you from the other people in the crowd. There are thousands of people applying for the same job. Coming trying to find Waldo, we want to help you, excuse the pun, we want to help you as Waldo to stand out among all the other people. Hey guys, come join our webinars on Tuesday. Sign up at theultimatejobsearchcompany.org/events. Want to encourage you guys to join us there. Sign up for our webinars. Go there as well. We know about our company. Sign up for a free consultation. And number 3, we want to encourage you guys to purchase the workbook to help you practically go to the next level. It'll be our privilege to coach you to be all that you can be. We want to see you be the ultimate candidate for the ultimate job.
Hello, hello, hello. This is James Womack, Coach Womack. I'm excited to be with you all on this faithful night. So glad that you all are joining us for our Wednesday webinars. We want to see you reach your full potential. We want to see you be the ultimate candidate for the ultimate career job. Hey, we're super excited. We want to just share some nuggets with you all to help you all go to the next level. Whether you are trying to find a job or you're trying to find a new job or a better job, we want to help you reach your career goals. Part of our primary task is to help you who may be a middle level manager get to that C-suite. How many of you are trying to elevate? Make some noise there in the chat. Let me know, boy, you all are trying to elevate. You're trying to find your C-suite job. So we're going to give you all principles to help your pathway to the C-suite. Tonight, we want to focus on the first element of the promotion plan. We shared with you all on last week about something called the promotion plan. It's 9 steps, 9 areas to help you put together the employment puzzle to be the prime candidate for the ultimate job. The first one starts with prime yourself. The second one says revise your resume and your cover letters. The third part is to understand what's happening on the landscape. The third one is to match your skills with the right job opportunity. The fourth one is to onboard a coach. Are you able to use a coach to go to that next level? The next is to track your transferable skills. Do you understand what your transferable skills are? Can you track those skills? Can you communicate those skills? The next one is to see you interview well. And then the next part after that is to offer negotiation and to onboard well, and then to make sure that you continue to negotiate well. That's our overall process. We're calling that process the promotion process, the promotion plan. How many of you all are ready to get to that C-suite opportunity? Tonight, we're going to unpack that first level, and that's to prime yourself. That's the first piece of the puzzle to help you be all you can be in your career, to help you get that C-suite spot you're trying to elevate to, or to help you move up in the C-suite to that next level. So we want to help you be the ultimate candidate to have the ultimate career. Tonight, we're talking about the flight plan. The flight plan is actually an acrostic, FLIGHT. I like memorable stuff. This is going to help you to understand who you are. We want you to grow in your self-awareness and your ability to share your skills, your talents, and your abilities fluidly. So often we can fumble around, but we don't readily know what our talents are, our skills are, our abilities are. Hey guys, why don't you all get started tonight? Why don't you all put your name in the chat? Let us know where you are, where you're coming from. We would love to hear from you on tonight. Overall, this prime yourself stage is the foundational stage in preparing the ultimate candidate. You cannot sell yourself if you don't know yourself. This phase involves deep self-reflection, targeted goal setting, enabling you to lay a solid groundwork for your job search and your career development. Guys, it's going to be hard work finding higher level work. It's going to be hard work trying to find higher level work. Our goal is to help you get further, faster professionally. Our job is to help you find that higher level job that you are looking for. Our job is to help you find that C-suite role that you're looking for. Tonight's objectives: to assess and understand personal talents, abilities, and preferences. What's your tap? What are your talents? What are your abilities? And what are your preferences? We want to set clear and achievable career goals based on a thorough self-assessment. I'm going to give you guys the tip of the iceberg tonight. If you all want to go deeper, we would love to go deeper with you in our personal individual coaching sessions or individual cohorts to help you go deeper in every one of these areas. But I want to share with you all in general tonight what the overall flight plan is, so you have the primary ingredients to prime yourself to understand what you need to pursue your C-suite aspirations, or to even go higher at the C-suite. The F in the flight plan stands for forecast your goals. Have you all heard of SMART goals? Many of you all have. They need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Have you set SMART goals for your pursuit of your promotion? Have you set SMART goals for your overall pursuit of that C-suite job? Have you set SMART goals to help you elevate? Have you set strategic goals to help you go to another level? Let me tell you something. What you did on this level will not qualify you for the next level. New levels require higher level skills. What are those skills? But the first thing you've got to do in the flight plan is to forecast your goals. As you prime yourself, you want to forecast, number one, do I have the resources to sustain myself as I'm in the midst of this job pursuit? So often people are frustrated and aggravated because they're concerned about what are their expenses? Can they meet their obligations? The first thing you want to do is set a bare bones budget so you know exactly what you need for this stage of your job pursuit. For some of you all who've been in the workplace for a while, your savings will carry you. Others may not have the savings to carry you, but do you pinpoint, do you identify what your budget forecasts are? Do you have a bare bones budget to help sustain you? Let me give you 3 insights I think can help you at this forecast your goal schedule. Number one is setting goals helps in defining a clear path and milestones for career progression, making it easier to pinpoint and measure success. Do you know where you're trying to go? When you have a career vision, you have a life goal, you have a professional vision, it's not just about the next job. It's about where you ultimately trying to go. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term professional goals? Too many people are applying for jobs out of desperation. When you apply for a job out of desperation, you may end up in a job that pays you but does not fulfill you. If you don't find a job that fulfills you, ultimately you will not reach your highest peak. You will not take flight in a job that you're not excited about. You won't take flight in a job long term that you're not fit for. You won't take flight in a role that does not fulfill you and fuel you, allow you to express your skills, allow you to express your talents, your abilities, and your preferences. Number two, you to be differentiated between short and long-term goals. It allows for immediate action steps while keeping an eye on the bigger career vision. What's the big picture? What's the long-term going? See, guys, somebody once said, it does not matter how, as long as you know why. Do you know why you're pursuing this next role? Do you know why and where you're trying to go? When you know the why, you can put up with the perseverance and the challenge and the pitfalls that come your way when you're in pursuit. Number three, it's important to understand that you got a budget for goal achievement, including your time, your money, and your resources. This is critical to avoid common pitfalls and ensure mental, emotional, and financial preparedness. Are you forecasting your goals professionally? Are you forecasting your goals financially? Are you forecasting how you're going to deploy yourself on a daily basis? Are you making it a job to look for a job? Are you disciplining yourself to take flight, to elevate, to find that C-suite role? Here's the PowerPoint. Unclear goals can lead to missed opportunities and shares techniques to clarify and refine these goals. This whole flight process helps you avoid the frustration of short-term desperation. Here's my invitation. I want you all to share your career goals in the chat right now. Come on, guys, type into the chat. What are your career goals? Are you clear on your career goals? I know you're trying to find a job, but what are your career goals? Here's the assignment, guys. Write down two sets of goals, short-term goals for the next 12 months and long-term goals for the next 5 years. Evaluate these goals in terms of their relevance to your current skills, the direction you want your career to take. Consider using a goal-setting template or app to keep track of your progress. Do you have a visual of where you're trying to go? Are you clear on what your goals are? Hey, guys, tap into that chat. I want you all to share right now what your career goals are. Those should be at your fingertips. Those should be at the tip of your tongue, what your career goals. Those should flow very smoothly and easily for you. The second thing, the L in the flight plan. The flight plan is to help you take off, to help you launch this search, to help you find that fulfilling career, to help you find that rewarding career, to help you on the pathway of the C-suite opportunity. Do you know your sweet spot for your C spot? Do you know your sweet spot for your sweet spot in the organization? Number two, guys, is to learn from your past. Let me give you three principles. Let me give you three insights here. Number one is analyze past successes. Analyzing past successes helps you identify what strategies work best and can be replicated in future endeavors. They say past performance is a good indicator of future performance. When you're in the midst of a resume, interview, most people don't want to hear what you can aspirationally do. People want to hear, do you have proof of what you have done? Have you learned from your past? Number two, reflecting on failures provides valuable lessons on resilience and the adjustments needed for future success. You know, the reality is that very often we can learn just as much from failure as we can from successful situations. Now, when I say failure, failure is not final. So, but I don't want to admit to any failure. Well, if you never admit to a failure, how do you recognize and distinguish your successes? It's important to learn from your failures. It's important to analyze your failures. Your failures give you more data about what you're good at, what you're not good at, where you're not prepared for, where the gaps may be. Number three, understand the influence of previous jobs and relationships on your career helps in leveraging these experiences for networking and growth. So, guys, when you know where you're good, when you've learned from your past accomplishments, when you've learned from your past achievements, when you've learned from your past high points, when you've learned from where you've been commended in the past, but watch this now, when you learn from where you did not do well, where you did not score well, where you didn't measure up, that helps prepare you for your present. helps prepare you for your future. It helps you distinguish where you're good and where you're great. Do you know where you're great at? You've been created for greatness. Do you know exactly where your greatness is? I should have said this up front, guys. We're going to use a different format tonight. I'm going to share with you all some principles, ask you guys to share in the chat. Then we're going to come to the end, and guys, we're going to catch your questions, catch your interactions. We're going to share some spontaneous points with you. But I did want to just dump this information first, share with you some great insights for our high season of this thing. I want to help you guys make progress. So, guys, here's the interaction. Watch this now. Past failures are a setup for you to step up. Past failures are an opportunity to make your setbacks your setup. Guys, your past successes are your building blocks to your future. Your past failures and successes are indicators of the greatness you were designed for. Failure is not final if you grow from it. Here's the invitation, guys. Think about past professional experience that significantly shaped your career that you can share in the stream. Share a past experience, positive or negative, that shaped your career, that helped you understand who you really are and what you can really do. I may have shared on here in the past, when I first discovered I was a leader, I had walked to a basketball camp at the University of Detroit, U of D in Detroit. Don Seco was the current head basketball coach, and I was there, and I was trying to tell one of the other kids what to do. And Don Seco's eyes caught my eyes. I said, well, he caught me doing something wrong. He really caught me doing something right. At the end of that camp, they passed out awards, and they gave me a leadership award. I got the biggest leader, the most popular, whatever it was, for leadership in that camp. That helped me understand that day I was not just a player, I was a leader. And from that day on, I understood I was a leader. I was able to influence other people to be better. I was placed on the planet to help other people reach their goals, reach their destinations. Guys, that was over years ago. Smile at me. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't from that significant experience that gave me the indication I was a leader. I am passionate about pouring into your life. We are passionate about helping you find your sweet spot so you can find your C-suite spot. Guys, what has shaped you? What has helped you? What was a defining moment? Guys, share it in the chat. I want to encourage you all to create a personal reflection journal. Dedicate one section to successes and another to failures. For each major past experience, note what you learned and how it could influence your future decisions. Share insights, discuss these in mentoring sessions or cohort sessions to gain additional external perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have a notebook? Somebody say, well, boy, I couldn't learn anything from that boss. That boss was terrible. That person was terrible. Howard Hendricks, a famous person of leadership in our community, in our world, he's gone to be with the Lord now. He's passed away. He said, go to school even on bad leaders. Get a sheet of paper, put their name at the top of the sheet of paper, and draw a line down the middle. On the left-hand side, put what they do well. On the right-hand side, put what they did not do well. And then, guys, make a note on what you would do different. On one side, what they did well. The next column is what they did not do well, and then make notes on what you would do different. Stop complaining about your bad boss and glean from your bad boss. I want to suggest that very often when you understand leadership pipeline has several different levels to it. And boy, it's like a different lens that you view from. You view things differently from an executive lens than you do from a non-executive lens. Very often, non-executives complain because they're not viewing things from an executive lens. When you're at the top of the organization, you're responsible for everything. You view things differently than if you're at the middle of the organization or the bottom of the organization. We want to help you all view things from an executive lens, to view things from a C-suite level. We want to help you view things from guys, there is a different perspective. Number one, the flight plan, for you to forecast your goals. The second thing is for you all to learn from your past. Number three, it's important to do an inventory of your skill set. See, most folks, I've got a resume. I've worked some jobs. I need a better job. My expenses are here. I need a job that covers that. Now you have the lens of the employee and not the employer.
If you want to elevate in your organization, you've got to view things from a standpoint of a stakeholder, of an investor, of the C-suite, of the executive. How does this look from the standpoint of the bigger picture, the broader picture, not just your picture, not just your job, not just your role, but from the organizational role? You need to develop skills that fit the overarching goals of the organization. I'm working with two people over these 2 days. They both have interviews on tomorrow for very important jobs. One is at a lower level, one is at a C-suite level. I'm talking to them, I'm coaching, you know what are the key questions you ought to be asking? How do you convey that you can function above the level of the job you are applying for? How do you communicate from the higher levels of the pipeline and not the lower levels of the pipeline? How do you make sure that you are communicating at the right level? How do you make sure that you are functioning at a higher level? How do you make sure that you are going to another level? Sorry, I lost you there for a minute. How do you make sure that you are functioning at the proper place? How do you make sure that you are going to go to another level? How do you make sure that you are thinking well? We want to do all these things, because number one, I want you to focus on your forecast for your future goals. Number two, want to make sure that you learn and leverage your past. Number three, want to make sure you have inventory into your skill set. Let me give you three principles about this inventory into your skill set. Number one is regularly reviewing, updating your skills ensures that you remain competitive and adaptive in a fast-changing job market. Do you all recognize how many people are skilled, educated, experienced, who are competing for the job you're competing for? How do you distinguish yourself? How do you make sure when it comes to your resume, you understand what are those skills that directly correlate to the job that you're applying for? It's not a question if you're skilled. You're skilled. You got skill. You've got talent. You've got ability. You have preferences. But do you have the skills that cause you to stand out for this particular job? We want to help you understand what are the skills you need for this particular job that cause you to stand out, that cause you to be unique, that cause you to make a difference, that cause you to get the interview. Coach Liz Moffitt said that, watch this now, your resume gets you interviews, your interviews get you job offers. If you're not getting interviews or job offers, then there's probably something going on with your resume and your listing of your skills, or the correlation of your skills and your experience with the job you're applying for. You got to analyze, watch this now, you got to regularly review and update your skills to ensure you remain competitive and adaptive in a fast-changing job market. We've got an exhaustive document that helps you inventory your skill sets, to inventory your abilities. What is your disc style? What is your disc style? What is your intentions? What are your impact? What particular jobs do you naturally gravitate towards? What are you uniquely qualified to do in the job place? What is your working genius? Are you an ideation person? Are you a galvanizer? Are you an executor? What is your working genius? What are your strengths based upon the strength finder? And boy, what are your top 5 strengths? And boy, what is your strength finder? What do you do extremely well? How do you know that extremely well? So you know naturally what your disc style is. You know naturally what your top 5 strengths are. You know what your working genius is. So now you can use performance terminology, and you can talk about what you do best and how you can elevate the organization as you're trying to elevate in your career. Number 2, organizing skills into categories: technical skills, soft skills, leadership skills, C-suite skills, troubleshooting skills, problem-solving skills, helps in presenting oneself effectively in resumes and interviews. They got this thing out now called ATP. Many of you all have resume. You say, well, I have a resume, coach. I've got the start date, I've got the end date, I've got no punctual errors, I've got the job title, and I've got my name there and my contact info on my resume. My question is this: do you have your skills highlighted on your resume? Watch this now. Do you have a job history-driven resume, or do you have a skills-driven resume? The purpose of the resume is to get you an interview. Is your resume set up to get you interviews? A resume that just has your history, your job history, and accurate contact information probably won't get you an interview.
but you increase your probabilities when you can include the skills, the achievements, the accolades on your resume that correlate to the job that you are applying for. When you apply for a job, they use the ATP, the artificial tracking program. It looks for accomplishments. It looks for skills. When those things stand out, then your resume gets pulled out. When your resume gets pulled out, then you get a call out. But you got to make sure your skills are listed. Now watch this now. We want you to be an honest person. That doesn't cause you to stand out. We want you to be a hard worker. That doesn't cause you to stand out. We want you to be diligent. That doesn't cause you to stand out. What have you achieved? What have you accomplished? Do you put quantifiable numbers? I moved it from this percentage to this percentage. We were at this percentile. We performed and ranked at this level. I have the skill of A, B, C, and D. That watch this now, that changes their bottom line. Do you organize your skills into categories? Number 3, identifying skill gaps is the first steps towards targeted professional development, which can open doors to new career opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't get a promotion for doing your job well. You don't get a promotion for doing your job long. You get a promotion because you demonstrate you can make a greater difference at another level. How do you demonstrate that you can function at the next level? Now you begin to function at your current level as if you are at the next level. You begin to communicate with your boss, with your supervisors, with your CEOs, with the C-suite, with board members. You begin to communicate ideology and a consciousness of the next level instead of where you are. You want folks to be shocked that you're thinking at another level. You're thinking based upon a bigger picture. You're thinking from a C-suite lens. You're thinking as an organizational stakeholder. You're not just thinking from your position. You're thinking from a profitability standpoint. You're thinking from an impact standpoint. Identifying these skill gaps is the first steps. You want to go to the next level? Where are the gaps? We all have gaps, but where are your gaps? When you are aware of your gaps, then you can address your gaps. Hey guys, I want to encourage you guys, list your top 5 skills in the chat. Come on guys, type in there. List your top 5 skills. If you don't understand your top 5 skills, they aren't at your fingertips, at the tip of your tongue. You don't understand your skill set well enough. What are your top 5 skills? What do you do best? What do you do better than anybody else? Why should they hire you? What are the skills that if they hire you based upon these skills, it's going to be an incredible return on investment. Watch this now. Here's the PowerPoint. The better you understand your skill set, the clearer you can communicate your fit in the organization. See, guys, when you get to this matching stage, it's about understanding how to match your skill set with the organization's need. Here's the implementation opportunity. Organize your skills into categories such as technical skills, leadership skills, soft skills. Update your resume and your LinkedIn profile accordingly based upon being clearer and more comprehensive about these higher level skills. On Leadership Pipeline, you guys have been talking about the Leadership Pipeline quite a bit. We're trying to get you all to the C-suite. Leadership Pipeline by Sharon talks about what is needed at the C-suite, what is needed at the higher levels of executive leadership, what specific skills are needed there. We've put together, guys, extensive inventories to help you all really understand what are the skills, what are the practices, what are the perspectives needed at this next level. We would love to meet with you one-on-one and to coach you to understand your skills better. Watch this now. When you investigate your skills, you identify gaps. When you are more aware of your gaps, you can address your gaps. When you know what skills are needed, you can list those skills on your resume. When you get resumes, get you interviews, good interviews get you good job offers. The next thing is get your mindset. Do you have a mindset that you need for this long-term endeavor? They suggest now it takes 6 to 8 months to find the real job that you're looking for. I'm not talking about some over job where they hire dozens of people every day and they fire dozens of people every week and people leave those jobs. I'm talking about good jobs. I'm talking about management jobs, leadership jobs, career-changing jobs, high-impact jobs. I'm talking about rewarding jobs. Do you have your mindset for the race for the endurance, for the perseverance that's needed to find this kind of job. It's going to be important that you understand you need to have the right mindset to find this kind of job. Let me give you 3 insights about mindset. You've got to have your mindset on the right mindset to persevere in this type of environment. Number one, cultivating a positive mindset is essential for overcoming the inevitable challenges and rejections in any job search or career advancement. Guys, the reality is that you are going to get no's, you're going to get rejections, you're going to get no responses, you're going to get no callbacks, you're going to think you have the job but not get the job. Do you have the mindset to endure that professional rejection? But let me tell you something. Every rejection gets you that much closer to a yes. Can y'all say yes when we're talking to the chat? Yes. Every rejection gets you one step closer to the yes that you are going to receive for your elevation and your promotion towards your ultimate sweet spot in that C spot. Watch this now. You got to have the mindset. You got to have the toughness. You got to have the mentality to be able to manage at another level. Watch this now. Letting go of negative emotions like anger and bitterness frees up mental space and energy for more productive interviews. They're going to ask you, well, why'd you leave this job? And why did this job? And very often people don't have the emotional intelligence, the professional maturity, the executive dexterity to answer that question positively without trashing your old boss, without trashing your old organization. See, guys, small-minded people talk about people. Wealthy-minded people talk about ideas, things, and places. When they ask you that question, do you have the professional maturity? Do you have the mindset? Do you have the executive dexterity to, even if it was a negative situation, you can state it politely and you can speak positively about the last organization. You can share what you learned, what you gleaned, how you grew in the midst of the situation, how some of your ideas changed the organization, how you want to bring the positive things from there and bring them here. Do you have that emotional mindset, that professional mindset? Watch this now. Number 3, you've got to view yourself as a valuable product and a solution and not just merely a person. This whole first step is, do you understand that you're not just a person? You are a person. Smile at me. Type into the chat. I'm a person. You are a person, not a robot. You are a person. You ever go to these websites these days and they want you to check some boxes or answer a question to prove you're not a robot? You're not a robot. You're a person. Smile at me. Put a check in your chat. Say, I'm a person. Okay, you're real. You're not automated. You're a real person, but you're also a product. Do you view your skill set, your talents, your abilities, and your preference as a solution to a problem? You've got to view yourself as a commodity. I'm not trying to say you're less than a person. You're extremely important. You have identity. We value, we love you, we appreciate you. You're extremely important. But when it comes to a job search, when it comes to an interview, when it comes to your resume, do you understand that you are a product? You're trying to sell your product. Do you understand the features, the benefits, the pros, the cons, the uses, the fit of your product? The better you understand your features, your benefits, your attributes, your contributions, your context, your return on investment, the better you're going to be suited in your interview and on your resume to get that interview and then to get that job offer. Next, okay, I'm sorry, guys, here's the PowerPoint. A positive mindset helps you persevere through the negative thoughts of the employment process. If you don't get a job right away, which most of you all would not get a job right away, you got to deal with some negative things, some negative people, some rude people, some no responses. Do you have the mindset to help you persevere? Guys, in your chat, I want you all to share personal strategies that help you maintain a positive mindset in tough times in pursuing employment. How have you maintained a tough mindset during tough times in employment? Do you have daily recuperative mindfulness activities to help you stay healthy, to help you stay encouraged? Do you talk to people who may be on the same pathway to the C-suite as you are? Do you talk to them? Do you communicate with them? Number 5, you want to highlight your high points. All experiences are not equal. All experiences are not equal. You cannot share everything you've done. You want to share your high points. Let me give you 3 principles here. Number 1, documenting and regularly updating a list of professional achievements makes it easier to prepare for job applications and interviews. Let me make a point right here. You say, well, I'm a humble person. It's not personality to talk about myself or brag on myself. What do you think the purpose of the interview is? The purpose of the interview is to assess if you have the skills, the talents, the abilities, and the professional ability to function in their organization. If you don't communicate that, if you don't distinguish yourself, they don't want to bring you into the organization. Too often, you're too silent about what you're good at. It's not bragging because you're arrogant. It's communicating how you are fit, what you can do, what distinguishes you from all the other people. They don't know you. They don't hang out with you. They hadn't been around you. And so you have to communicate to them and convey to them what you can do. Number 2, achievement should be quantified where possible to provide concrete evidence of your capabilities and impact. Most of us communicate qualitatively rather than quantitatively. Quantitatively, how can we measure this? How can we measure the impact you have made? How can we measure you went from 5 to 10%? You lowered it from 80% to 60%. You were in the top 25, the 25th percentile. How do we measure? How do you quantify what you have done? You took sales from this amount to this amount. Those are the kind of things employers are looking for. You had this number of innovations over this amount of time. And third thing, recognizing and celebrating personal milestones fosters a sense of accomplishments and motivates ongoing professional development. Sometimes you forget the impacts you made. Sometimes you may underestimate what you've done over all these years. Sometimes you did something in year 10 of your employment that may fit in year 20 of your employment. It's important to remember those things, recall those things, recite those things, rejoice over those things, and share those things with the people in your resume and also in your interviews. So guys, here's the PowerPoint. Your high point should give your interviewers a peek into your competencies and your performance. Your high points should give your interviewers, future employers, a peek into your competencies and performances. You know, when you go into CEO interviews or the C-suite interviews, you may interview with other C-suite members or board members or stakeholders and investors. You have to communicate in quantifiable terms what you can do with the bottom line. The bottom line may not be the bottom line, but the bottom line is an important line. Can you communicate the difference you've already made, how you can use those transferable skills in a different industry? Watch this now. In this job market, it's not just about trying to find the same kind of job in the same type of area. Why do successful CEOs switch industries? Good question. Successful CEOs switch industries because they understand KPIs, key performance indicators. They understand a dashboard. They understand lead and lag measures. They understand legal matters. They understand catalysts for organizations. They understand how to go in and discern what are the key factors and metrics that are going to move this organization. So if I can manage the metrics, if I can manage the talent and the executives, I'm going to position us holistically. I can put together strategy and move our organization. So it's about transferable skills. Can you highlight your high points? CEOs and C-level are not talking about, I can do this task. At the executive level, at the C-suite level, it's what you can get done through other people. It's about thinking at a systemic level. It's about business analytics. It's about understanding business metrics. What are you communicating? What are you articulating? What kind of nomenclature? What are you paying attention to in your interviews? That conveys and communicates to your interviewers. This person has an understanding of the higher levels of the pipeline. They may not use pipeline terminology, but they're definitely looking to see where you fit in the organization. Is your sweet spot the C spot? Guys, why don't you share an achievement that you are proud of and discuss how it can be utilized in your career development in the chat? All right, guys. F stands for forecast your goals. The L stands for learn from your past. The I says investigate your skill set. The G says get your mindset set. The H says what are your high points? And lastly, the T in the flight plan is to tighten your social media and public interfaces. I know what some of you all are saying, well, that's my private space, that's my personal space. The reality is when you are interviewing and people now go check your social media, they want to see what type of person are they interviewing? What type of person are they entrusting millions of dollars to at the higher levels? What type of person are they asking staff members to listen to? What type of person will be overseeing this team to get results? I'll make the statement to you. Your social media may be personal, but it's not private. Smile at me. Say, well, I've got a right to do whatever I want to do. And you know what? You've got a right to do whatever you want to do. But the hirers have the right to hire whomever they want to hire. Are you making a good impression through your social media? They want to go scrub some, they go change some names. Watch this now. You want to make sure you give a positive impression to your interviewers when they go and check your social media. Let me get a couple tips. A professional online presence can significantly enhance visibility and attractiveness to potential employers and recruiters. So somebody once said that the 5 people closest to you will determine the level you go to. When people go to your social network, they say birds of a feather flock together. Who's in your social network? What are you posting? What are they posting? What are they about? And what are you about? Number 2, consistency across platforms ensures a professional brand is communicated clearly and effectively. Guys, you are the brand. I forget what the writer's name was. He used to be over, I think it was AT&T, and he wrote a book called You Are the Brand. This is over 2 decades ago. Do you understand that you are the brand? Type into your chat, I am the brand. Let me ask you a question. What is your brand? What does your brand communicate? What does your brand convey? Does your brand convey low quality or high quality? Does your brand communicate magnetic or non-magnetic? Does your brand communicate high quality or low quality? Does your brand communicate professional or non-professional? Does your brand communicate high class or low class? Does your brand communicate executive level or entry level? What does your brand communicate? Your social media is your fingerprint of your brand. Watch this now. You are the product, but you're also the brand. What does your demeanor say? What does your dress say? What does your vocabulary say? What is your brand? We have an internal checklist. You know what? Use this checklist to go and evaluate your social media platform. Here are some things you want to make sure that are on your platform and some things that are not on your platform. Here's some things you do want to include in what you say. Lastly, regular updates and active engagement on professional networking sites like LinkedIn can lead to unexpected job opportunities. You never know who's looking. You never know who's looking at you. But when you always make a positive impression, you're always prepared for people to interact with you. Here's the PowerPoint. Your social media may be personal, but it's not private. Your social media communicates your brand. What brand are you wearing? Guys, when you post right now, go review your social media posts from an employer's lens instead of a personal lens. Go view your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. Go view wherever you got your job resume posted and go use a lens of an executive of the C-suite and say, how does this look from a C-suite perspective? Would this person want you coming to their board meeting? This person feel comfortable with you on an executive retreat. Person be comfortable inviting you to go along for a major negotiation. Remember when I first got my first shot, I actually got trained in my first professional job at the C-suite. It was the CEO of the hospital. He had hired me in. He allowed me to hang out with another C-suite executive who was negotiating major deals to purchase medical practice, to purchase major things. He would invite me to go along and tag along to those meetings. I made sure I had my best suit on. I had my start shirt on. Smile at me. I had my Mont Blanc pen. I had my leather portfolio. I took copious notes.
I made sure I asked good questions on the back end. I made sure I fit in the room. Do you fit in the room you're trying to get hired for? What is your brand? You know, sometimes your personal brand says more about you than what you have the opportunity to say. I'm not saying on your resume, go do all these ornate resumes. Ornate resumes don't get you jobs. Well organized resumes, achievement driven resumes, skill driven resumes get you jobs. Guys, you are the brand. The F stands, you know what? We want to make sure that you go out and want to make sure that you understand that you are the brand. You got to prime yourself. Are you ready to take flight? Are you ready to elevate? Here at the Ultimate Job Search Company, we've put a lot of time in trying to pour into you so you stand out among all these other candidates. We've got an incredible inventory to help you all assess what's transpiring right now, to help you all assess what's going on, to help you all to be the prime candidate for the prime jobs. Hey, why don't you all take advantage of your free conference call with us? Find out who you are, who we are. We would love to partner with you. Are you willing to invest in your greatest asset, and that's yourself? I want to encourage you guys to partner with us as we partner with you to help you find your sweet spot so you can find your C spot. It's been enjoyable talking to you. We look forward to hearing your phone call. See you soon.